this team. We're probably not that fast. I think Arcanine has Moxie, so it can become a Pokemon guy. Oh, it's Intimidate. He doesn't have Moxie. Check summary. Wow. Okay. Thought I had a Pokemon that had Moxie. I don't know what I was thinking about. Oh, Cresselia died. Alright, Cresselia, you're supposed to be bulky. I might go away. Damn. What? Scared as hell. Da, 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 la, 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 da, 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 la, la, la. Damn.
See, now, and you look at it from like perspective of like the first game. The first game was 12 days after the apocalypse started. The second game about 18 months after the game started. So I'm thinking, you know, if State of Decay 3 makes another jump, we're looking at maybe 3-4 years after the apocalypse has started, and if not further. You know what I mean? I don't know how far they're going to time skip, but I see now, we can expect the time skip. From, like, we're going to see more, you know, permanent enclaves. I feel like we're going to see around the map, because I know Jeff Ricard was talking about how even in State of Decay 2 they wanted to work on stuff like that, but to have more factions and stuff like that, like maybe have the network stationed somewhere. Like we can go and do jobs for the network, or we can go do jobs for Red Talon, or we can go do jobs for other communities where we actually go to their settlements, like big settlements. Like say they got like legit settlements built up where there's 30-40 people walking around with like trades shops set up, and we can work with these enclaves or settlements and, you know, do missions for them to get influence, or we can go there to trade resources that we farm ourselves. And like I feel like we could probably see more of like that permanent like settlements on the map, and I feel like that would be a good direction for them to go. 30-40 people walking around. Now I see something they should make one huge map. That is a question I wanted to ask you guys. You know, do missions for them to get like in Days Gone, exactly like in Days Gone. How Days Gone has their big settlements around the map, but then, you know, all around the map it's all open. There's open world and stuff like that. I think that would be perfect, where you have your own. That is the perfect example right there. Then it's just like Days Gone, actually, where you have settlements around the map, and you can go and like work for all of them to build up or trade with them and things like that. And I feel like that would be, you know, all around the map. I feel like that would be awesome. Open world and stuff like that. I think that would be perfect, where you have your own. Now, perfect example. Now, John Bond's saying he likes the idea of changing, seeing something different. What do you mean by that? Like, you don't want to see like the same settlements. You want like you like the because you got to remember, when stuff repeats, it's limited. So even though it repeats and it's different every time, after a couple hours of playing the game, you know, eventually you're going to see all the enclaves, and then they're just going to become just as stale as if you just have the same enclave on the map. I feel like settlements, though, would be more of a. It's limited. So they could do more with a system like that. Oh, you want to see different environments? So John Bond's talking about the map. Now that is where I'm gonna caveat on that. So before, when I first did my first State of Decay 3, like what I want to see video, this was years ago, guys, when they first did the announcement, I wanted to see one big map. I did. I was like, yo, I was picturing like a Red Dead Redemption, one huge map, and just have different environments in the map. Because you guys know, if you go real north on RDR2, it's the winter area. You go south, all the way down towards, what is that, Black Rock, or whatever that city is down there. It's like deserty down there. Then you go out, you know, to the east, it's swampy and stuff like that, and then in the middle it's open plains. RDR2 has a very diverse map, but now we're comparing a, you know, Rockstar Games, AAA studio that's been doing open world games for decades, compared to Blackwater, yeah, to, you know, Undead Labs, which is still a pretty small studio in comparison to something like Rockstar. Now, the thing is somebody in my comments brought it up, that the fact that Rockstar could do maps like that is because a lot of it is just open map. Every house isn't enterable. Every house doesn't have containers, doesn't have zombies and AI all over the place. So there's a lot less resources on the map that the game has to generate. So do I think a map to the scale of Red Dead Redemption 2 could support all of the lootable buildings, especially if you guys want a city? If you guys want a city, like Danforth, it can't be on a big map. Like everything can't be on the same map. So
AI all over the place.
it's a lot of money, exactly. So I would not mind if Undead Labs did multiple maps. Okay, hear me out. Now I know you got a lot of like I'm about to light a fire. People are gonna spaz out. I don't mind if they do multiple maps, but
It can't be on a big map.
we have to be able to travel between all the maps simultaneously. Go from one to the other to the other to the other. Like it's like hubs, like map hubs, kind of like in Destiny, where you can go from one area to another. Because then they only have to they only have to load one area at a time, so they can still facilitate all of the lootable buildings. They can still facilitate all of the, if we want a city area. I would sacrifice a seamless open world for hubs.
Like map hubs, kind
Kind of like the Long Dark, exactly. Now, I know some of you guys are like, I just want an open world, but we have to be realistic, guys. Realistically, if we want buildings that we can enter and loot everything, we're not going to be able to do it. It can't be like that. It's going to have to be big zones. Like, imagine all the maps we have now, right? And just traveling from one to the other. Imagine if you could just drive off of Drucker, get a load screen, and then be in Trumbull Valley.
We have to be realistic.
That is what I'm saying.
Realistically, if we want buildings
Exactly, like Fallout with Far Harbor, with, where you can leave one area, get a load screen, end up in another. That's all I'm saying, is a load screen between maps.
Like imagine all the maps we have now,
Right? And just traveling from one to the other. Imagine if you could just drive off of Drucker, get a load screen, and then be in Trumbull Valley. So, M10, you are completely correct that who am I to say it can't be done? You are completely correct. And I can't say that can't be done because I'm not a game developer. I'm just looking at it from, I know Undead Labs. I've seen their work for the past, since 2013. I've looked at other games that are open worlds, and there is no open world that is to that scale and as in depth as State of Decay, with the amount of active AI that isn't coming from a multi-quadrillion dollar studio like Rockstar, Bethesda. Undead Labs is still a small studio, so like just because they have Microsoft backing them doesn't mean that they're an established studio like Rockstar. Now, could it happen? Yes, you are completely right, M10. That 100% could happen. Realistically, though, I mean, I'm not putting Undead Labs down saying they couldn't pull that off, but I'm saying that is a big feat for any studio. Like even if Rockstar tried to make that, they wouldn't be able to do it. You look at games like The Last of Us. That game is so detailed, but it's very linear. You know what I mean? All games that are super detailed to the level of State of Decay, they're very linear games where you can't travel outside the bounds. You have to stay within a certain area, and that's just how it is. It's just resources. You know what I mean? Like video games have only progressed so far. To see a huge open world to the scale of like Red Dead Redemption 2 with multiple cities and stuff like that, with all buildings being enterable, multiple containers being looted and stuff like that, that would be a big step for Undead Labs right now. To jump from State of Decay to what it is now to that, I feel like there needs to be something in between. I just feel like it's a lot. Multiple cities and stuff like that, with all buildings being enterable, multiple containers being looted and stuff like that. Jeremy saying no big cities, keep it wilderness with a few small towns, random buildings and cabins. So you don't want to, Jeremy, you don't want to see any type of big cities at all, man? Something in between so far. I just feel like, because I don't mind wilderness. Wilderness is cool because that's not something that we've really experienced in State of Decay. So the game taking place more in the wilderness would be a cool change. But I would like to see a big city, only because even if it's just like a hot zone, you know what I mean, a really, really dangerous zone or something like that, I would love to see it. Because I don't mind wilderness. Wilderness is cool because that's not something that we've really experienced in State of Decay. So and M10, taking place more this is what I've learned with my through my time, because I do agree with what you're saying, but I like to aim the bar really low. You know what I mean? And I would rather underestimate State of Decay 3 and limit my ideals of what I think is possible, and then have the game come and smack me right in my fucking face. You know what I mean? Boom, and then I'm blown away, dude. But the problem is if I set my expectations too high and expect too much out of the game, and then and then it falls short, I'm going to be disappointed. So I like to go into something looking at it like, oh, limited, and then going from there and letting the game surprise me. You know what I mean? Having to deal with more roaming the zombie hordes like Days Gone would be cool, messy. It's so messy. Cryptic Fox, what is going on, dude? I completely agree. I would love to see them kind of do like a hybrid between SOD1 had a really cool horde system where the hordes were constantly moving around the map, and you had to like intercept them for base sieges and things like that. And I would like to see huge hordes, like maybe not to the scale of Days Gone, because that's kind of what Days Gone was all about, but to see a horde of like 100 zombies in State of Decay, could you guys imagine how terrifying that would be? You know what I mean? Just, oh my god, that'd be terrifying. Intercept them for base sieges and things like that, and I would like to see huge hordes. So that's why I look at it like that, N10. But no, I completely agree, man. I'm not saying that SOD3 is not going to be great. Could you guys imagine how terrifying that would be? I like to set my expectations low and let the studio come and super surprise me. You know what I mean? Because then I can be really, really happy when the game completely blows my expectations away. But I feel like games like Cyberpunk Cyberpunk's a pretty good example where people's expectations for that game were so high, right? So high. Because it was supposed to be this revolutionary open world, just great. And now, granted, the developers did that to themselves, right? But the expectations for that game were so high that no matter what they did, the game was always going to fall short. So when the game actually came out, now granted, it was a buggy, stupid mess, and they rushed it out the door, and it definitely could have cooked in the oven for 6 more months to a year, and it would have been better. But still, even then, the game still would not have been what they said it was going to be. But the expectations for that game were so high. So that's why I like to set my expectations. The game was always going to fall short. So when the game actually came out, Nico DC, what is going on? Rushed it out the door, and it definitely could have cooked in the oven for 6 more months to a year. How many of you guys would like to see motorcycles? Then the game still would not have been what they said. I want to drop a poll. And when I say motorcycles, so that's why I like to set my expectations. The game was always forgot how to spell there for a second. Nico DC, what is going on? So I'm asking on the level of like Days Gone. You know how you could like have the different bikes? How many of you guys would like bikes? And that's what when I say motorcycles, I'm either way, like I don't see why not, but then I also don't see why, I don't see what it would hurt. You know what I mean? So I'm asking on the level for the bikes to maybe be fast, mobile. You can drive them off-road through all types of terrain, but they just have really small storage capacity. And that's what when I say motorcycles, I'm either way, I don't see why not, but then I also don't see why, I don't see what it would hurt. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe you can only store like 2 rucksacks on a bike. And for the bikes to maybe be fast, mobile, you can drive them off-road through all types of terrain, but they just have really small storage capacity. Mikey, I was actually thinking about checking that game out one day, man. Joe's like, I do not. Now, the reason why I'm not a huge fan of motorcycles. Not that I don't love them. Maybe you can it's the fact that you can crash them and then fly off of them. And I've learned my lesson in Days Gone. The last thing I want, because you guys know I'm a really good driver. Me and Cryptic, we take driving to the next level in State of Decay. So for people like us, it's now the reason why it's just not fair for the game if they put motorcycles in it, because our driving is too good. So I just don't want to do that to the game. Days Gone. The last thing I want, I think Cryptic would agree that bikes and our level of driving, they just don't go hand in hand. So for people like us, it's now the reason why it's just not
I'm not a
fair.
huge fan of motorcycles. Not
for
that
the
I
game.
because I can't even tell you how many times I flew off the goddamn bike in Days Gone. Now imagine if I flew off that bike trying to get away from a goddamn feral, right, or a juggernaut.
I think Cryptic would agree that bikes and our level of
Oh
driving-
my god! Oh shit!
It
I
just-
squeezed
they
an
just
orange
don't
and
go
it
hand
flew
in
up at my
hand.
face.
So, for
They
people
can't
like us,
exactly, Cryptic. They can't handle it, dude.
The reason why it's just not fair.
All I want to see in
Because I
SOB2
can't even
is
tell
no
you how
rubber
many times
banding
I
players. The
flew
host
off the goddamn
Barry,
bike and
listen.
it's gone.
I
Now
was
imagine if
so
I flew off that bike
disappointed
trying to get away
when I
from a
found out
goddamn
that there was
feral, right, or
a
a juggernaut.
To Dave with the sub, thank you so much. I was so disappointed when I found out that there was a tether system in State of Decay. I definitely want that to be gone, and I want the zombie spawn system to work because there's nothing cooler than having your friend in the game with you. Now, listen, a lot of you guys probably don't, if you guys don't know, obviously SOB2 has a tether system, so when you have someone, people are they're allowed to travel within a radius. But when I found out that there was, it's cool. Say you got 4 people in your map playing with you. This is what I would like to see for State of Decay 3 when it comes to multiplayer and tether. I don't want to see a tether. I want my people to be able to travel all over the map, anywhere on the map, and I want zombies to spawn for them. Because right now, if you split up, if you have the host and you guys aggro zombies in one area, and somebody goes to the edge of the tether system, zombies will not spawn near them. It's just not how the game is set up. So I would love for the tether system to go away, and because I imagine before State of Decay came out and we were talking about multiplayer, this is what went through my head. I was like, oh, you know, I'll be over here, I'll go on this mission, I'll go loot for this, and then hey, you two, you know how cool it'd be for you to be like, hey, you two go down south. Say we're in Jungle Valley. You two go down south, down into Marshall, try to get some materials, try to get some food. We're gonna go up north. I imagine before State of Decay came out toward Mount Tanner. We're gonna go check out some campsites. Oh, you know, and see what we can get our hands on. You guys loot what you can. We'll loot what we can. We'll meet back at base. You know how cool it'd be for you to be like, hey, I think that's what everybody pictured when it came to multiplayer in State of Decay 2, and we did not get that. We did not get that. Jonathan, dude, with the super chat, man. Thank you so much. It would be great to bring back the customization options for bases and SOBs, where you can board up windows. You would like to see a sequence like Aria for cabin attack. Yes, dude, yes. Maybe custom weapons. Exactly. I 100% agree with every single thing you are saying. We did not get that. Jonathan, dude, with the super chat, thank you so much, Jonathan. Yeah, that base, the level of base customization, I feel like we should be able to customize our walls to make it so zombies can't breach the damn walls. Let me upgrade my walls with resources so zombies can't hop over them, and I think that'd be really, really cool. 100% agree with that. State of Decay 3 is nowhere near being released. No, not yet. Jonathan, dude. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Yeah, like I was saying, I definitely see why everybody wants the tether to go away, but loot doesn't spawn properly for multiplayer people either. Like, if I go loot containers, I'm gonna get rucksacks, where if multiplayer people go loot containers, they get like trash loot. They get like parts and scraps of circuitry and snacks and stuff like that. Yeah, like I was saying, I definitely, the quality of loot isn't the same. Everybody wants to tether. So I would love for quality of loot to be the same across the board. When you play with your friends, they can go down and loot for you. You can go in another location. People can work on multiple different tasks, and that way it feels more like a community. And snacks and stuff like that. Yeah, like I was saying, I definitely, the quality of loot isn't the same. Yeah, Boogeyman. So that, yeah, exactly. Like being able to build up your base to funnel zombies, use traps, mines, things like that. I think that'd be super cool. You can go in another location. People can work on multiple different tasks, and that way it feels more like a community. And snacks and stuff like that. Yeah, like I was saying, a mental just the quality of loot isn't the same. Yeah, Boogeyman. So that, yeah, exactly. Like being able to build up your base to funnel. Malgus, you're saying like having to actually. Are you talking like what is that game? What the hell is that game called? It's This War of Mine, where your people can like mentally break down and you have to actually like manage their mental states. So, Malgus, you're saying like having to actually. That would be an interesting mechanic. I think that'd be really hard in a world like State of Decay. I think they try to go that route with morale.
where morale kind of acts as like your character's mental state of happiness and sad and angry and stuff like that. For them to build on that morale system, I think that'd be really, really cool.
So now, Gus, you're saying like
yeah, I see what you're saying.
that
Gus.
would be
Yeah,
an
I got what
interesting
you're saying.
mechanic. I think that'd be really hard.
It's the AI, so
It'll,
they're not so
save the
dumb.
kid. I think
Hey,
they try to
6.
go that route. With,
Amen to that,
morale,
brother.
Where morale kind of acts as like
Amen to that.
mental state.
That or make the AI like the Last of Us AI, because you look at a game like
build on that morale system. I think
like
that'd be really, really cool.
The Last of Us. The AI isn't that great.
I see what you're saying.